Witches. Today I'm going to walk you through a tutorial that shows you how to open and manipulate SVG files with your Silhouette Cameo or Portrait. I've selected this hot air balloon shape from svgcuts.com, but the steps are the same regardless of which design you use. So let's get started. First, click on the link below this video to head over to SVG Cuts freebies page and select the hot air balloon file that you see there. Click download now to move it onto your computer.
Now open your Silhouette Design Studio software. At the top left of your screen, select File and then Open. Find the SVG file in your recently downloaded files. For me, it's right here. And you can see here that SVG Cuts gives you a few of the pieces already separated. You have the layers of the balloon, the layers of the swirl, and the basket is included in this file here. That's one of the other things I like about using the files from here. For simple projects, you don't need to break up the pieces yourself. If you click the extras and then printables, they do give you the entire piece put together. But for today's example, I'm going to use the individual pieces because it's a little bit harder to manipulate those when they're all as one design. It's a little bit easier when the pieces are already broken up for you. So you're going to select the 4 files here, the top and bottom of the balloon and the top and bottom of the swirl that again includes the basket, and open them all up in one workspace, which I have already done for you here. So here you have the bottom of the balloon, the top of the balloon, the bottom of the swirl with the basket, and then the top of the swirl. So a few things to note here about how you can manipulate these. You can change the color right away just by going to your fill color window, selecting a piece, and then whatever color you'd like. So for example, if I would like the top of my balloon to be pink instead, I'm going to select that piece, go up to my open fill color window, and I can select any of the colors here and it'll automatically change the entire piece for me. So that's a really simple one. Number 2, the swirl and the basket are as one piece, and we need to split them up because obviously they don't line up exactly where we want them on top of the background for the balloon. So here's another great feature of the Designer Edition software that I like. Instead of trying to split this up or trace it or break a compound path, a lot of things that some of you, your head might be spinning thinking, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I'm going to show you how to just erase the parts that you don't want with the software, and it makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to select this piece and then go up to Object in the top left corner of my screen. So we're going to go Object, Replicate, and then Duplicate right below. And I'll slide it down a little bit so you can see that I clearly now have 2 of the same exact piece. So I'm going to use the eraser, which is so much simpler in the Designer Edition software to use. So I'm going to click over here on the eraser, and you'll see on the right I have a new sidebar that has come up, and I can select the shape or size of my eraser. I want the smallest one, just to be sure I don't erase anything I didn't mean to accidentally. And you want to make sure that you have outline selected for this case. And in the top example, I'm simply just going to click my mouse and hold it down and erase the basket. Let go of my mouse button, come down to the bottom one, and again, click and hold, and this time erase all of the swirl out of there. So much easier than trying to split that design up. And you want to make sure you get all of these little pieces that are left behind so that all that you're left with is the basket. And you can adjust the size of your eraser if you want to get it so you don't have to be as careful, but I like to keep mine kind of small. I don't like to erase anything by accident. Like I said, make sure you get all the little pieces that might be left over. So easy. And before you do anything else, go up to the top left corner of your screen and click this select arrow so that your cursor goes back to the arrow and you stop erasing everything. And now you can see you have the swirl and the basket separate from each other. And then one last tip here about resizing this. For me, I like to resize the whole image at once. I just think it makes it a little bit easier. And this way you guarantee that the whole thing grows, each of the pieces grow proportionally. So for me, I'm going to layer them all up how I like them. Put the balloon top on there. You can put the swirl wherever you'd like it now since it's a separate piece. You put the top swirl on the top of the swirl and the basket. Move that into place. Okay. And now go to Edit at the top of your screen, select All, and at the very bottom left corner of your screen, select Group Selected Shapes. And now when you drag this around, you'll see it's one piece. So you can click on a corner here of the sizing square around your design and the whole thing grows proportionally. You don't have to worry about making sure you get the individual pieces the right sizes to fit together. And now that I've gotten it a little bit bigger, I can see my basket is not exactly lined up. So if I wanted to tweak this a little bit now at this point and split it back up again, I could just make sure the whole thing is selected just like it is and go down to Ungroup Selected Shapes. And now they're all broken back up again. And I can just click my basket and move that around to align it up a little bit better than I had before.
And that's it. Now you know how to open SVG files and do a few basic manipulations with them. So have fun playing with all the new designs you now have open to you.